Okay, let's see if we're going to roll this time. Nothing more frustrating than not knowing whether your camera's on. I can see all of this. I really appreciate somebody sending me this camera, but I can see now that thinking about the work and considering whether or not the camera's rolling and what it can see, and the safety of the camera, just start adding layers and layers of, geez, guys have got enough of their motorcycle, can't get enough of it. What have we done? We cut off, we disconnected we got our leak repaired over there before the manifold, so now we can have water flood the manifold and get to equipment. And our issue now, we left the existing copper weeks and weeks ago, and we cut it off and we replaced it with a sweat to PEX connection there at brass, and then we had PEX connected. However, our hot connection to the new mixing valve for the shower has a solder failure, and it's full of water. So we have to get the water out of the tube, out of the water pipe. I hesitate to call it pipe. My words are failing me right now, but so that we can solder it, otherwise it translates too much heat. Right now you can see that there's still water in it because the valve in the shower is closed. It's like you take your drinking straw, you put it in a glass of water, you cover the top, you can pull water up in the straw. When you uncover the straw, it leaves. So effectively we've got the straw covered right now because the shower valve is closed. We'll go open the shower valve, and the water that's left in here that's running down my finger when I touch it will fall back out of here, and it will be empty. And then we can heat on the water pipe up there and with a torch, and we can apply or modify the solder joint. It will steam and bake out the little bit of moisture that's left in there, but it won't be solid water, keeping us from making a solder repair. And that's the most annoying thing with piping, is that you normally have to undo it further than it's already undone itself, piss a bunch of water out on the floor, lose your solder, which I have done, and work backward first, and then you can turn around and go forward eventually and put it all back together to a point that it was before, and then continue to fix it until it's fully repaired. And at some point along the way, I have misplaced my solder, and it's extremely annoying and makes for very boring TV as I walk around, probably all the way back at my desk, where I realized the camera had not been recording. Yes, here it is, and my gloves, because it will be getting hot. Now we'll go all the way back upstairs. I'll turn the light off on my hat for right now. Got a light on my hat, got a camera on my hat. I'm like a one-man band. Got all kinds of fucking accoutrement to pay attention to and consider, and make sure it's safe and working. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 stairs. All the way back to the bathroom. Now, like I say, when we open this shower valve, the water will leave, and perhaps we can effectively, here's our little solder failure, right, that little black opening. I know that because it was spraying water, and before I would heat on this, but this solder didn't brighten up. Notice the end of my stick of solder here is quite shiny, with even shinier still when it becomes liquid. It wasn't becoming liquid. These extra blobs here, this piss poor, unprofessional work, none of it was getting bright because this was full of water and it just kept taking my heat away. So now that we've cut the PEX off downstairs, open the valve and let the water fall out, that's just a little moisture, we'll heat and that'll sizzle and turn to steam, and then maybe this will all become bright and shiny, and maybe we'll have to add a little bit. But let's see what we get here. Switch hands. we made some headway. Grossly unprofessional blobs of solder everywhere. So the only choice that we have now is to go downstairs and turn that water back on again and see what we get. In fact, I'm going to close this so it can't rage up here and start spraying because it's pushing air bubble against a closed valve. Don't get in the habit of traveling with half your tools. You'll just have them split up all over the place and you won't know where they are. So at least leave them in one group somewhere. Turn the light off. Wonder if the camera's still rolling. Wonder if I bumped it and changed the line of sight. Wonder if the sound's working all right. Wonder if my neighbors think it's weird that I'm running around my house in basically slippers and a hard hat with a camera and a headlamp on it, talking to myself. Come downstairs, relocate the ladder. Not a rich man, I only have one 8-foot ladder. And this one I got second hand because somebody found it laying in the street. And it's been repaired. So Chazzy spent $60 on the ladder instead of $120. But ladder's gone lad. As far as I know, we'll turn the light back on. Now we'll listen carefully. Now this manifold has nothing connected to it. This handle has all the hot equipment. Oh, we can't do that. It'll just spray water down there. Stupid. And we decided that we don't have one fresh PEX clamp to put that back together again to be able to see if our quick little repair, we won't even sleep tonight because we don't know if we've succeeded. You know, there's one more place that we can look in the plumbing tote. The large scale items. And I should basically just upend this on the floor and rage, but I won't, because we're going to pretend that I'm cool and I don't ever lose my temper. Got the complete lack of professionalism, despite my best efforts. There was a day in the past when I had a loose PEX clamp, and I thought to myself, you know, I just don't feel like putting it away in the right place. I probably just snuck it in here to treat myself on a day like today when I know myself so well and I go looking. Of course, I'm jinxing it as we speak, but I know someone like myself may just rummage around in here on a day. I don't feel like making a second special trip for a minuscule and insignificant component. I haven't got it. And that's that. So, we will have to go and buy not one, but certainly not a million, because we're never flush with cash, but a handful of those so that we can complete. Oh, I still have this piece of shit. I would never use it. Just gotta bring myself to throw things away. Alright, well, that's bad luck. But maybe what we'll do is one edit where we cut this now and we pick it up again on a new file and button that up and then butt them together and post them at that time. So stay tuned. Let's turn this off. Let me see ya.